TBS Asia one make is underway. Ono off to a good start, also coming through from the second row, Sartak Javan. In fact, Sartak Javan has taken a very nice line, and bike number 3, Barry, has got off to a rock-solid start.
That was an exceptional start from Sartak. Let's see if he converts it into a whole shot. Not quite.
But we've got 2 down.
Oh!
2 down and 1 fantastic recovery, and one of those down is Rendi. Rendi has taken down Hafiza Rofa. So, a dreadful weekend for the young Indonesian. Missed yesterday through injury. He's walking off very gingerly there. Hafiza Rofa tries to get his bike going.
So let's take another look at that towards the... Oh! Not sure what caused him to spin round there, Rendi. But hit the deck once again this weekend.
What a recovery it was by somebody who came into the back of Rendi. Looked like he was falling off. What it means is the front 4 have been able to get a long, long way away. And leading that way is Sartak Javan, who got off to that flyer. Hiroki Ono in the red helmet is just behind him, and Luis Miguel in the blue. He's also sweeping in just actually on the inside, moves into P2. So it's a 4-man train with the other 5 who are still on the tarmac chasing.
Yeah, the membership of that 4-man train, not totally unexpected. Luis Miguel won race 2 here back in May, when we were here, of course, for round 2. But that was a blistering start from Sartak Javan, and he has managed to get himself into a lead. He didn't quite have the pace. He was a few tenths off every lap from Ramdan and Hiroki Ono yesterday. Let's see if he's got something else today.
Sartak's on a run of 8 consecutive podium positions, but only the first of those 8 was actually a race win. That was on race number 2 of the season in Buriram. Now we'd love to put that one right, and with only 4 really to maybe try to get the 3 places on the podium, unless there's an incident. Sartak might think there's a chance here, but on that long back straight, he's overtaken by Luis Miguel and by Ramdan Rosley and by the new race leader, Hiroki Ono. And Ono just looks like he just made a little statement on that back straight as they come through at the end of the first lap. Ono with the lead.
And that was a very good line taken through turn 15 by the young Spaniard, the number 8. He made up 2 places, and he's trying to get into turn 1 first. They're in the braking zone now. Such a tight turn, this one.
It's deceptive, isn't it? And then you've got to stand up and quickly go down the hill, which is equally deceptive. Yeah, very often you see that is an awkward turn 2 and 3. Come at you very, very quickly, but well negotiated by all 4. But Luis Miguel doesn't know this track particularly well. He will have used yesterday as a learning curve. Ramdan was pushed back a little bit there. But now we've got our 4th leader inside the first lap and a half.
Yeah, who would predict the winner here? Well, if you did predict it, you'd probably predict Hiroki Ono.
Oh, yes, correct.
Just based on form and the ruthlessness with which he finishes a race. He really did pick Ramdan's pocket yesterday.
Last turn, last straight. And Ramdan, although he was closing in at a rate of knots at the end, was unable just to claw it back. Was it in the hundreds of seconds yesterday?
47 thousandths, yeah.
47 thousandths, yes. Right, 8 is Luis Miguel, the young Spaniard. 3 is Sartak Javan, the young Indian. Behind them, the far more experienced Hiroki Ono and Ramdan Rosley, as Rendi just trundles into the pits under our commentary area at Sepang. That was a little bit of a moment.
Yeah, hand up, I think an apology there from Ramdan Rosley to Hiroki Ono.
It's not fair. He owes Hiroki a problem or 2.
Yeah, that was not entirely intended, and gentleman as ever. Ramdan Rosley, hand up for an apology.
Hazik Ferrouz is the man in the middle of these 2 packs. He's the one looking for his best result of the season as we focus on Luis Miguel. He points the corner and he says he's going to take the inside line, and Sartak is also there nice and tight. We're still trying to work out what the best line is for turn 15. Been coming here, this is the 25th time the Asia Road Racing Championship has been at Sepang, and still we learn new things about this circuit every time. Luis Miguel leads as we go over the line at the end of lap 2.
Yeah, Sartak Chavan got good drive out of that all-important turn 14. Sorry, on the wrong part of the circuit here. Turn 12.
Through 1 and 2, as well, Hafiz Aroufa is in the pit. Rendy is actually out there still. Leandro Paredes has come through 17 seconds down. Good to see Kanatat Jaiman, bike number 11. He's still ongoing as well. As we have a look further down, that's Chirag Vishwanath MP 6 at the moment.
Yeah, he had a good run early in the race yesterday. Harley McCabe is currently in that group as well. He had problems late in the race with his quick shifter yesterday, he told me. So he's hoping for a better result today. He just lost the battle to Haziq Farouz in that chasing pack.
Luis Miguel leading the way. Miguel won race 2 at Sepang earlier on in the season. That was race 4, round 2. And Miguel is looking to make it a Sepang double. He's got to deal with the rather ominous presence of bike number 1, defending champion Hiroki Ono.
I'm a little surprised to see Ramdan Rosli at the back of this group. He likes to be at the front if he possibly can.
Ono leans in. Ramdan's not too far behind. Everybody with a little nervous look back. Ono at Sartak, Sartak at Ramdan. Ramdan looks back and just sees tarmac.
Yeah, expect to see Ramdan try to move up the order here.
Trying to go around the outside, just squeezed out he was there.
Yeah, that probably won't do it, but yes.
Right at the back of that long straight, Haziq Farouz is still following a lone battle as Ono goes into the lead, rehearsing. Miguel still holding the way. Sartak takes an inside line, and then what kind of a drive? This is rehearsal. This is all rehearsal for the final lap. Luis Miguel is, right, if that's the final lap, Luis Miguel's the winner, and he got a good drive out of turn 15.
Yeah, and a couple of laps ago he made up 2 places coming around turn 15 as well. So he's really got the hang of Sepang.
And then drops into P4, just exactly as you say that.
Well, he's got the hang of turn 15, maybe not turn 1.
Yes. 1/15 of the circuit. Ono leads, and you worry when Ono leads, because look at that, he just accelerates away. Seems to get a drive out of the turn into turn 4, and then as they come up the hill, surprisingly undulating is Sepang.
Yeah, look at that, Ramdan Rosli getting onto his tail. He can see what his arch rival is trying to do here. He's trying to get away, and Ramdan is trying to climb all over the back of his Japanese championship leader.
Ooh, little mistake there by, was it Ono? Stood up, but still in the lead. Well, Ramdan takes the inside line rather aggressively, leaves the braking late, loses 3 positions as a result. This is a terrific four-way duel. I'm enjoying this.
That was a brilliant block move there by Ramdan. You could see Hiroki Ono had to roll off. The leg went up in the air as the bike became unstable.
Maybe Ramdan isn't the gentleman you're talking about, and Ono is, well, he's saying there's a problem. Or is he just waving his men beyond him? What was that all about, Barry?
That looked like, well, translating it from British, do you want some?
It is, it's a little bit aggressive out there. There's been an awful lot of cantankerous work, particularly from the normally too nice Ramdan Rosli.
Yeah, well, maybe no more Mr. Nice Guy. Here they come down the 920-meter back straight.
Does seem to go on forever. Ramdan in the yellow helmet goes to the extreme outside. Ono on the middle. And Ono it is who has the tighter line. Ramdan decides to try to whiplash his way around this turn 15. Miguel is the man who's leading.
Yeah, this was really good work here. Oh, you can see what happened there. Ramdan just clipped the rear wheel, I think, of Hiroki Ono.
Right. Challenge accepted.
Sartak comes back into the battle as they go through the first couple of turns.
2 laps remaining. Just coming through, just to tell you, completing his lap 4 is Leandro Paredes, 28 seconds off the front 3. Hafiz Arofa, he's in the pits, as is Rendi from an earlier incident. I'll focus very much on these front 4. Aziz Klaruz is still ploughing that lone battle on his own in P5.
Yeah, and interesting, we can't really afford to take our eyes off this front group, but Shiran, we know, as a really good rider. He's 11 seconds back in 6th, and he's got Harley McCabe and Kanatat very close to him.
Hiroki Ono has swept into the lead, or had temporarily swept into the lead. He's not been able to make it stick today, and Luis Miguel has 7 or 8 occasions swept into the lead. Ono once again decides he wants to maybe have a little nibble at the lead of Luis Miguel. Miguel going up the hill, nice tight line.
Oh, and look at that, Hiroki Ono taking another look, showing him his wheel.
This has been a really good duel. This is just the hors d'oeuvre for what we've got coming on later on. It's a very tasty hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah, one of these riders is not going to make it to the podium.
Laps to go. Luis Miguel, the young Spaniard, looking for a second win of the season, a second win at Sepang. This time he hugs the grandstand down this near 1 kilometre straight. Sartak decides to be the first one to break, and Sartak breaks well. Ono on the inside line, and Sartak leaves braking too late. The drive out, this is the rehearsal, and it's looking good for Luis Miguel, I tell you. His rehearsals have been brilliant, Barry.
Yeah, they have. He's done that 3 times now. He's really got the line, and it's such a difficult one. You can go tight and shorten the distance, or you can go wide and try and get a drive out. Sartak plunges into turn 1, ahead of the others. It's such a tight loop.
Well, it's how you position yourself on the final straight. It so often is, particularly with the smaller bike sizes. And these 310s are theoretically identical. You can tweak a little bit here and there, but it's predominantly down to rider application. Sartak Chavan has left it late to make his mark, but he's trailing now behind Ono. We couldn't have a scenario where there's a 4-man race and Ono wins.
That was a long, languid look behind him by Hiroki Ono there. That just shows how cool his head is.
Ramdan being dropped.
Yeah, this is not good for his championship here. Luis Miguel looks like he's going to take some big points off Ramdan unless he can catch up. And Sartak Chavan, who didn't quite have the pace to battle for the win yesterday, is very much in the battle today.
It's a 10-point lead in the championship for bike number 1, but Luis Miguel is looking to change things. The battle for first, Hiroki Ono leads. Ramdan tries to get close as they come up the hill. Right then, we're into the final quarter of this final lap. Ono once again looks like he might have timed this to perfection, but remember what Luis Miguel is capable of doing on turn number 15.
Another long look behind by Hiroki Ono. He's calculating, he's plotting.
Doesn't look good for Ramdan. He's got to make up some real ground on this long straight. Ono leads coming into the straight. A little bit of a wobble from Luis Miguel, but it's bike number 1 who hunkers down low, tries to get out of the, or avoid giving a slipstream to Sartak behind him. Ramdan makes a move outside. Luis Miguel takes a completely different line. Ono has the tight line. Luis Miguel, what kind of a drive comes out of this one? Ono leads. Ono's drive coming out down into the long straight. Hiroki Ono, bike number 1. Has he timed this to perfection? Of course. Hiroki Ono takes another win from Luis Miguel and Sartak, with Ramdan back in P4. It's another Ono masterclass.
And another moment of frustration for Ramdan, who thumped the tank in frustration yesterday and missed out on the podium today. That was so tight, but he got the last sector absolutely perfect. So Luis Miguel, another fine result, 0.06 of a second behind Hiroki Ono. another 400ths behind was Sartak Chavan. Half a second back was Ramdan.
There is your winner, Hiroki Ono, once again. A whim double here at Sepang. He didn't have a single win in the first time they came to Sepang, and he's put that one right. He spoke at length yesterday in his post-race interview about what a tough race it had, what a great battle Ramdan had given him. I suspect he's going to have something similar to say about Luis Miguel today.
Yeah, he will. Luis Miguel, who doesn't have that much experience at Sepang, really made it count today. Here's the long drag. Hiroki Ono got that drive, and because of his size as well as his brilliance, you know that on that drag, if he gets out of the corner with a good drive, he is going to make it to the line first. There it is in super slow-mo.
600ths clear of Luis Miguel.